We could see the panic from a distance, frightening, familiar.
Reports are just coming in, but we don't have a lot of information.
We did not yet know the who, but collectively the nation, all of us feared the what.
There's an active shooter situation in South Florida.
Holy
Oh my God!
That rapid roar of death and dying in another American school.
Does he know where the shooter is? We don't know, but we're entering the building.
The first 911 calls came in just before Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School let out for the day. Police, FBI, ATF, all descending on the scene.
We can't get to her. We can't get a hold of her.
Have you called and you've texted, nothing has come back?
No. Her girlfriend got shot. We heard.
There was confusion, panic, parents desperately waiting to find out, had their child survived?
It's devastating. I'm sick to my stomach. We have multiple casualties.
A line of ambulances in place of school buses, backpacks abandoned in a heap.
We're just praying and crying, and I don't know how we're alive.
Hours go by, students finally reuniting with their families, friends, and by the evening we learned the toll. 17 dead, at least 14 injured, and more about the alleged shooter, a former student, Nicholas Cruz, who stole so much from so many.
You come to the conclusion this is just absolutely pure evil.
Students detailing those traumatic moments from inside.
And all I heard was the gunshots.
Oh, we heard the gunshots. We hid in the tennis courts.
Talking about what they did as gunfire echoed in the hallways.
All of a sudden I hear a sound that sort of sounds like a garbage truck, like banging. And all of a sudden I hear boom, boom, boom. I hear screaming everywhere. We ducked underneath my teacher's desk.
SWAT teams can be seen swarming the perimeter, searching for the gunman before moving inside.
They are monitoring the subject right now. He went from the third floor to the second floor. Third to the second floor. He may have a gas mask on now.
Students barricading themselves inside classrooms, closets, anywhere they could hide.
Run to the auditorium! Get everybody down!
As officers go room to room.
Please. Put your phones away.
Some recording disturbing videos of the mayhem, many texting their parents.
She keeps telling me to stay away. Be safe, Mom, you stay away. And I'm like, and I'm telling her, no, Crystal, I'm your mother, I'm not staying away.
Outside, controlled chaos. High schoolers streaming out of the building, some with their hands on their heads, heading for safety.
I remember hearing this, somebody down the hall was screaming, like, help me, come save me.
Just after 3 p.m., the shooter is still at large.
White male, burgundy shirt, wearing a black hat, and either long black pants or shorts. He mixed in with a group of students that were running westbound.
Authorities later saying he got out of the school by blending in with other students who were trying to escape.
It's not uncommon, actually, for thieves, like robbers, etc., to try to blend in with a crowd and escape. It's somewhat unusual with mass shooters because a vast majority of the time they kill themselves or they force law enforcement to kill them.
My sister's still in there. She's texting me about it right now. She says to be quiet.
Students' families outside, breathless, heart-wrenching reunions, while others frantically wait for answers. Some students and staff still unaccounted for.
The family keeps texting her, and she's texting back, thank God.
Are you a bit relieved?
I'll be relieved when she comes out.
What'd she tell you?
No, she's crying. She can't say anything. She's crying a lot.
This student recalling seeing her teacher shot.
We saw his body for like 30 minutes. We were just like praying and crying and then the police came and we just got out.
This is a day that we prayed would never be here at Broward County, but we're dealing with it, and we're going to deal with it as a community.
Around 4 p.m., the alleged gunman is taken into custody. This video showing the moments he's taken down. Sources later identify him to ABC News as 19-year-old former student Nicholas Cruz.
He was a former student of Douglas High School. He got expelled for disciplinary reasons. I don't know the specifics.
The school represented something to this shooter, but this is not the first time this has happened. If you think of Adam Lanza at Sandy Hook, he walked into an elementary school where he had attended years before because there was something about that school that he wanted to destroy, and sadly, he did.
Tonight, new information about the alleged shooter. A family member telling ABC News Cruz was adopted along with his younger brother. Both of those parents are now deceased. And a picture beginning to emerge about a man with a troubled past. A former classmate calling him, quote, quiet, that he had an interest in weapons.
I knew he was into guns, and he's like a country kind of boy.
Last year, he had a lot of conflicts in school. I mean, he got in a fight with this one kid, and then from what I know, he wasn't allowed to bring his backpack because they found bullet casings in it.
I even told my parents last year, like almost every week, that I was scared, like this kid might do something.
If you take somebody's access to firearm and the fact that they have talked about, fighting or have been in fights, now you start to put the pieces together, connect the dots of an individual who may have predisposition to commit some type of attack like this.
Authorities saying the suspect used an assault rifle. He began shooting outside before continuing inside.
He had countless magazines, multiple magazines, and at this point, we believe he had one AR-15 rifle.
It sounds like there was a fire alarm that was tripped, and the big question is going to be whether the suspect was the one that triggered the fire alarm. And if that was done to get the students to come outside of the building, and then the suspect was then starting to shoot at the innocent students coming out, that would indicate that there was planning on his part.
Today's shooting marks at least the 18th school shooting so far this year, in a nation that has averaged more than 300 mass shootings each of the last 3 years. That's at least 4 shot at each incident. Too soon since we mourned those lost in Las Vegas, those parishioners killed at First Baptist Church in Sutherland Springs, Texas.
As a parent, it scares me to death that this body doesn't take seriously the safety of my children.
Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy, who represents the state where the Sandy Hook shooting happened 5 years ago, was on the Senate floor as news broke about today's killings.
It only happens here not because of coincidence, not because of bad luck, but as a consequence of our inaction.
And President Trump also responding, tweeting, "No child, teacher, or anyone else should ever feel unsafe in an American school."
No parent should ever have to send their kids to school and have them not return. That should not happen in Parkland. It shouldn't happen anywhere in this country.
School shootings are no longer new in America, each one still numbing. We send our children to school to learn, not to die.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.